Whenever I look at a pair, I start on either the monthly or the weekly. The monthly is about to close, so I guess you could pay attention to it. What do you see? You've seen previous months break out bullish, close above previous highs, and now you've seen this month sort of retrace. So February managed to come back down to your zone here, which you rebounded off of here. If you go to the candles, yeah, exactly, rebounded off of here. So what does that tell me? Price is going to do a little thing like this, or it comes down, either comes back down to this EMA over the next couple months and fiscal year or quarter, should I say. Well, you'll see price, let's just mimic it. Price can come down, do a little retest if you want to see it, and then crash further to here to the EMA. Hopefully this comes and brings its way up here, so you'll see some sort of bounce here, and some form of this. But again, we're not doing swinging on the month, so we're going to the weekly. Weekly time frame tells us what? So we'll keep this level here, to be honest, because it is a pretty good area of indication. So we got 1.3568, so we'll just say 1.357. Make it a round number. We could even just do 6. Not too high. We'll leave it with 3.58. That makes more sense for me. Okay. Leave it there. Weekly. What do we see? Well, price is now going bearish because, as you can tell, you've had boom, 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 low, high, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low. Then you've had price now break through the higher low here. So now this becomes your lower low. So we're going to put this as my lower low. And I say that because price managed to close below these bodies on that week. So I'm expecting the weekly to retrace some bit, but continue to push further down. What I want to see is this zone getting tapped right around here. This is what I want to see. Okay, weekly, that's your lower low. We'll say this is your lower high point, or your elbow. And again, perfect elbow. You see the nice little boom, ding, 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 ding. I don't know why I said that. Okay, anyways. So right now, that's your lower low, lower high. Go to the weekly. What do you see? I don't know if the weekly, the daily, what do you see? Yeah, so I could even say that this could become a pressure point for price if I really want to get Nancy with it. So we'll look for areas of interest on the weekly first. So weekly wise, price is closed bearish. So let's see. If price were to retrace, again, it's going to be in this zone that we're looking for price to retrace at. If I was a betting man, I would first say my first weekly rejection zone, you could say, is going to be here. Also, that's AOI 1 on the daily. So I'm just going to bring this, move it up. Make this a nice little pretty number. Was it 500? Yeah, that's a lot prettier. 369. Let's just try 36. 36. With fucking caps lock. 36700. 36700. 36. Yeah, we'll just 36700. That's a much cleaner number. Yeah. Leave it there, to be honest. Round enough for me. Okay, we said, that's our AOI 1 weekly. All that means is at the very least, I want to see price retrace here before I look for a short, right? Now let's go to second zone. Where else would price retrace to? I guess you could say this is another area of interest, even this whole zone. So honestly, let's just leave this whole thing open. AOI1, AOI2 will be at the top. And again, we say that because you have the wicks. Wicks, complete candle closure, bodies, wicks, and all that good stuff. So what I do next, I'm gonna mark this AOI 2 weekly. All right. I want this on the right. Okay. Now you can leave these lines in or you can delete them. It's totally up to you. Go to the daily. What do you see from where price is currently at? So price is here. That's your lower low. On the daily, I could see price coming up to here before retracing, and I could see it coming up to here before retracing. So these weekly zones are the same on the daily. So instead of doing a second box, we're just going to change this to AOI weekly daily. Same thing for here. AOI 2 weekly daily. Whenever you have confluences that line up on both major time frames, weekly and daily, they are pretty strong zones. So even right now, daily is starting to pull back. You might see the EMA bounce before the pull down and the sell off. Again, that's why AOI1 is there. Go to the 4 hour. What do you see? Honestly, not much on the 4 hour right now. Price is clearly broken structure. Had the pullback to the previous higher low. Lower low. So boom, boom. Just market structure. Boom. Price goes bearish, pulls back in, comes back down, breaks again, and then it retests at the previous leg, which is always a good sign to go short. If you see these breaks of structure like this where price went bearish, pulled back in to the previous leg zone, and pulled down again, pulled back up to the previous leg zone. So likely you'll see price come down, or you'll see it continue up to the EMA and then sell off. So right now, let's make our journal. So right now, we're looking at Y short. So we said that the weekly is bearish. Weekly is bearish. Daily bearish. 4 hour also bearish. And it's nice when you have 3 time frames in sync. So weekly, let's pull this out so you can actually see. You might say, oh, this looks bullish to me, but no. Price is bearish because of this weekly closure below the support line. You get it? So this was your support here. Price managed to break, wick down, but close underneath, which now makes it bearish in my eyes. So I'm expecting price to do some sort of retracement to this level here, or even up here, and then continue a sell-off down to this zone here where the EMAs are sitting. Daily is also bearish because, again, support zone. Price in the previous week has closed below, also below the EMA. You might even just see the retest on this EMA 9 here, not even into the AOI before the sell-off. So again, daily's bearish. 4 hour is also bearish. You may ask why. Basic market structure will tell you that price has shifted as of this candle closure. Retest, lower low, lower high. Likely you'll either form a lower low, or price might just do a little bottom here, double bottom, then continue up to the EMA before the final sell-off. But again, 4 hours also bearish. 1 hour, 2 hour, I don't give a fuck what they look like. So right now, what would you say? Where is price? On the weekly, price is at the bottom. So price at the bottom, put a 1. If price is on the way to our zone, put a 2. If price is at our zone, I put a 3. Just so I can gauge where price is heading or where the trade's heading. So right now, weekly is at a 1. Because we're at the bottom of our zone, we're not into the AOI yet. So what I mean by that is if price is here, This is the one. If price is retracing here, this is the 2. If price is here, this is a 3. This is in our zone, and we're ready to go short. Daily, same thing. Price at the bottom. You could say price is on the way for the daily. So for the daily, let's put daily's bearish. Then we'll put it to price is on the way. 4 hour, where it's price, I would say the same thing. Price is on the way on the 4 hour. The weekly is at a 1 because it doesn't look like any price action is happening. But on these lower time frames, you can clearly tell price is on the way. So if you want to be price is OTW, OTW, OTW. There you go. Make it easier to understand. There we go. Okay. These are the ones I was going to change. So price broke to AOI 1. That's not really a confluence. So price heading. So we can do that to this one too. Price OTW AOI 1 weekly daily. That's another confluence we have here. 50 EMA. Rejection on even the 4 hour lines are pretty cleanly. So I usually don't pay attention to the EMA on the 4 hour just because I don't find any weight in that time frame. So again, price lines up with the first AOI, EMA, round psychological, daily. Same thing. Price lines up with your EMA. AOI is not as clean as on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, it's actually in our zone. Daily, it's outside of our zone. Weekly, EMA is not really helpful to us here. But what else do we have on the weekly? Let's take a look. Yeah, I don't really say anything on the weekly for this. EMA rejection on 4 hour, daily. EMA rejection on, let's just say daily and 4 hour and AOI zone. Possible. Okay, 4 round psych rejection at 0.36950. You could even be anal and put that up to 700 if you really want to. Let's just do that so people don't get Nancy. It's not around psychological. You still have numbers at the back. You even do that if you want to, or you could do 9. You could do 700. Same thing, doesn't really matter. Round psych to me is the same. This is still a round psych to me. I'll leave it there. Action round psych. 4 or 5. What else do we have on here? Let's see. Weekly broke. Strictly broke. Let's just do weekly SOS to weekly 50 to weekly 50 EMA. What I mean by that is weekly has shifted structure here. We went bearish after being bullish, and now I want to see a pullback in and then a pullback down to our MA here. That's all that means. What this will look like is once you see price into our area of interest, this will be a lot shorter. You'll look to ride this move here to see if it stops. And what that'll look like on the 1 hour and the 4 hour, you'll see it a lot cleaner. So really what this will look like is you'll see price do something like this, where you have 1 test, 2 tests, 3rd test will hopefully break. See price come up into here. Look for rejection on these tweezer tops here. Not tweezer tops, these hammers. Look for rejection. And same thing. Look for price to pull all the way down. into our zone here. Make sense? So we're going to leave this one for now until price comes into our area of interest. Okay, I'm going to finish this video here and then I'll do another recording for a different pair.